Uh, Day 2, evening. Wow, what a day. I'm quite shocked at how deeply impactful this is. It's just knocked me off my feet a bit today. I have been feeling mainly sad and vulnerable, really vulnerable. Small. I've been feeling really small. Not scared, but what I think I have realised, is that it's a mask. What the addiction is a mask to protect the vulnerable me, and without that mask, without that protection, that's why I feel really small. That's why I feel really vulnerable. And I know that today my addiction has been my phone, has been the internet scrolling. And before I had my phone, before I had the internet, I had television and I had my books. I used to just lose myself in books and I could watch TV all day long. When I was a little girl, when I was a teenager, when I was a mother, young mother. I did also used to spend a huge amount of time playing and hanging out with my little boy, who's now 29, but we used to spend a lot of time together. And I think I probably used to lose myself in that as well. However, some of, at least that, there was feeling, but it was only ever the good feelings. The negatives I used to bury. The mistakes I was making I used to bury. So yeah, the mask is off and little me underneath is little. I have put my phone in the garage all day and nipped to check it a few times, but only when I've been downstairs, only when I've not gone to find my phone. I've not even wanted to. I've had those moments where the urge was there, the craving was there to get away from something I was feeling, some level of overwhelm. But because the phone wasn't within reach, I was immediately into, oh, I'm not doing that, and totally accepting of not doing that, and then having to sit in the feelings and just sit in it. I've had to do a lot of work today because I've been in a huge catch-up situation because I'm massively behind on something, and because I've procrastinated for fucking England on it. So I've faced that today. I've put together a plan to resolve it. I hope that I can resolve it with that plan, and I've put that plan to my tutor. I'm doing a course, so I've put the plan to my tutor. And I'm waiting on hearing back from her. I sent it to her this morning. I haven't heard back from her yet. So I've been fucking checking my emails, waiting for it to come back. All I can do is hope that she'll give me a chance and that I can actually achieve what I've set out to achieve, which is a lot in a short time. And that's been interesting. So this afternoon I have been working on that all afternoon, and the I felt so low, so sad, really low, not just sadness, but low, and I've just kept working through it. But normally when I decide I'm going to crack on with something, I get on with it, and it's hard, but it's not low. The feelings are hard, but they're quite energetic. Whereas this today has just been feeling low. I've made myself do it. I've stuck with it. And I've got done as much as is reasonable to get done today, realistic, feasible to get done today. But it's amazing. Every time the overwhelm has come up, I've sort of breathed through it, sat with it and breathed through it. And then I've also, at one point, the overwhelm got so massive that I just burst into tears. And oh yeah, that was, the tears were brewing all day, so it was quite good just to get to them, really. And I thought about going to see my husband, but I didn't. I stayed up here. But then the universe sent me Will anyway. He came up for something completely unrelated, and I was able to get a cuddle. Yeah, and I went to my first meeting. So I joined a meeting at lunchtime of ITAA, and I wasn't the only newbie. I certainly know of one other person that presented, that shared, as it being his first time, and I got the impression from the way the organiser was talking that there were more newbies, more first timers there today than just us two. I shared very briefly, but just sort of said what had happened yesterday, and sent me into full acceptance of this being bigger than me and me not being able to fix it on my own, because I've tried 1,000 times and failed every time, and having friends in AA who I really admire for their achievements. They're both several years now sober, and their acknowledgement of it being too big for them to do on their own and them needing help. So I talked a little bit about that in my share, and it was amazing. It was so gentle, and so the people were really warm and measured and calm, really calm. And one of them in her share talked about how she had never realised until she put down her IT, that until she got sober, because they do call about it, they do describe it as being sober, media sober. She said she didn't realise that she couldn't get into flow, and that really stuck with me, because I don't really feel flow. I know what it is. I understand what it is. I understand other people when they talk about being in flow state. I don't have it. That's because I've interrupted it, isn't it? I've interrupted it. I've never had it because I've never had the time or space in my head or my actions, because it's always been interrupted by media and my not feeling any deep feelings. Yeah, so it's been a very weird day. It's not over yet. I've got to go now and sit with my phone next to me because I'm an Arsenal fan and we're in the Champions League semi-final, and my son's in Miami, Will's son is in Australia, and Will's daughter is in Leeds, and we are going to group WhatsApp for the match. So, and we communicate on the WhatsApp as well by writing. So I will have my phone with me for that, and I am committed to not looking at socials. I'm just going to watch the match, and I'm going to feel all the feelings. And because I really struggle with being near Will sometimes when he's watching football, because he gets very, very angry and loud, and powerful in his responses to it. And if there's other people involved, he's even more animated. So that's going to happen. I know that's going to happen. And I've already said to myself, if being around Will's feelings gets too much for me, I'm going to leave the room, calm down and come back, because I've got to look after me. I can't worry about the codependency stuff tonight. If he's RC, he's RC. I've just got to look after me. I've got to protect myself from too big of a bunch of emotions today. I've had a lot already, and I need to be a bit gentle. And on that note, I'm going to go because we're not far off kickoff, and I'm also cooking dinner. I love you. I'm proud of you. See you soon.